Hey everyone, thanks for coming back for another video. Sorry if I look a bit disheveled right now. I've just been filming for hours for different stuff for the channel. But I didn't want to stop just yet because we hit 1,500 subscribers on the channel and I needed to talk about it. So I first had this brand of FlyOn in my head for years before I started a YouTube channel. Art and animals is the two sides of my life, and the art can take different mediums, the animals can be all different kinds of animals as well. But I decided to just go ahead and put it together on a channel. I started caring about growing the channel in February of 2022. I didn't actually make a huge effort, didn't start posting 3 times a week regularly until I believe it was September or October 2022. I'll put up the dates, but we hit 500 subscribers. I had a video about that. We hit 1,000 subscribers because of a boost from a current event situation that was going on. And now we've passed 1,500 subscribers. I wasn't sure what my next, milestone was going to be, but I mean 1,500 feels pretty good after doing 500, 1,000, and So it's January 2025. I forget what exact day we hit 1,500, but I will put it on the screen. I took a screenshot of it and that feels really good. People are starting to watch the videos for longer amounts of time, which is great. One of the analytics I saw said that there was 200 some people that were returning subscribers to the channel. One of the ways I got the subscribers to go up, I kind of cheated by posting shorts. More people seem to be scrolling through the shorts and will just, click people do on TikTok and just kind of, oh, I like that one, and it's 30 seconds. I've literally gotten more views on a silly bearded dragon video than a falconer video that I've spent months on. However, those kinds of subscribers don't necessarily return to the channel. I do want to get monetized. That is kind of my final goal. I mean, I'm not going to stop after that, obviously. I want to continue to grow it. I am really enjoying the artistic expression that this allows for. It's also helping my perfectionism, and it's just okay, just put it out there. I'm learning how to talk about these topics. I've started live streaming a bit, which I liked a lot more than I thought I would. It's basically like an interview with just yourself. You don't have to let anybody else talk necessarily, and you can just pick what interview questions you want to it's just a really cool phenomenon. I accidentally discovered that vertical live streams get you hundreds of views, while horizontal live streams may get you 0. So that was interesting to find out. Now, there's not as much quality of video in the vertical ones, I don't think, especially if you've got a bunch of makeup stuff out, but I enjoy it. I'm going to continue to do that in the future. And the reason why I bring this up, other than the whole topic of the video, in order to get monetized, you have to have, there's 2 levels, but the ultimate goal, right, is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. If you have 60 people watch a video for a minute, that's 1 hour of watch time. The subscribers are there. That's why I'm here right now talking about it. I thought that when the subscribers came, the watch hours would kind of match and those two would go up evenly together. I was wrong. We're not even at half the watch time to get monetized, even though we're at 1,500 subscribers, which when I was starting to try to figure this out, I would look at channels and think, oh, they have over 1,000 subscribers. They must be monetized. But I'm sitting here at 1,500 trying to build up the watch hours, and it just feels impossible. There's a lower level where you can do things like create memberships and get super chats when you go live and stuff like that. That's 500 subscribers, but 3,000 hours of watch time. We were the highest watch time hours I've gotten, and I'll explain that in a minute. It was 1,888. So we're not close to that 3,000 hour watch time either. And this is really tricky because it's really unpredictable. You can't necessarily make a video that you know is going to get a lot of watch time. Like I've said, I've spent, 30 seconds on a video that gets watched more than something I've been making for months. There doesn't seem to be a predictable pattern. I have a TikTok channel still. I don't know what's happening with TikTok, but I have a TikTok channel for FlyOn, and I have art and animal videos on there. But recently, I just had a video go viral of a weird looking candle burning in a time lapse. It was so cool that I just decided to put it on there anyway, but like, somebody posted a video of this candle with a wick around the outside of it. I had one and filmed it burning the whole time it was burning around, and then sped it up so that it looks really cool. And like 122,000 people watched that video about a candle. Make it make sense. I don't know. So the shorts don't count towards your watch time, going back to YouTube land. So I can put out shorts that get me 10 subscribers in a day, but they don't necessarily return, and they don't necessarily watch the longer form content, which is just the horizontal stuff. The long form is horizontal, the short form is vertical, and they just allowed shorts to last longer than a minute. I forget now if that's like part of your watch time. Anyway, I'm having a really hard time with the watch time. I mean, I hit 1,000 subscribers, I think it was last January. I thought I would be able to get monetized in like a year. It was about 2 years to get 1,000 subscribers, and then now we're going into either 3 years or 2.5 years, depending on where you start. If the thought of starting it in February, or like the actual trying to get more subscribers in that September. It's really frustrating because I work really hard on this, and it's completely extra for me. It's stuff that I do anyway, like flying my bird, or, putting on makeup. Like, why not record it and post it to try to grow the channel? At some point, a video may go viral, I don't know, but the watch time is only for the last year. So just today, for example, I lost a bunch of watch time that was over a year ago. So my watch time hours are staying relatively the same, but if you had a good video a year ago, it drops out, and recently that's what happened. It went down like 100. So, I mean, that's discouraging. This isn't all about monetization to me. It's a lot of things, and I've really put a lot of work into this. I'm rewatching my videos and enjoying seeing, my journey, whether it's personally, because there's stuff that might be happening in the videos that I know was going on in the background, but maybe other people didn't. So it's a way for me to look back on my skills. It's a way for me to learn and remember things. Like, I recently posted a full concert of going to see Aurora, and it's so hard to keep it in my mind, and yet now I can see it, and watch it and remember, oh yeah, I was there. I don't know. So it's doing a lot of good for me, more good than bad, and I want to keep going with it. I may eventually go down to 2 videos a week or something, but right now it's doable. I have a lot of material that hasn't been edited. The editing is the hardest part, but I kind of know which videos are going to take the longest, and some of them barely take any time at all. So I've only missed a couple posts over the last few years, and I think that's pretty good. So there's definitely a benefit to having this. I notice a lot of channels with a couple thousand subscribers like haven't posted in a year. I think a lot of people give up, and I'm stubborn enough that I do not want to do that. I want to keep going until I hit my goal. I mean, my goodness, at least the first goal, the 3,000 watch hours. So, I mean, I can't see myself doing like memberships or Patreon at this point. Like, I'm too small of a channel. Like, who's gonna care? Also, that's more work because I've got to put out like bonus material too. Overall, my comments have mostly been lovely. I had a lot of supportive people out there. I had a couple trolls pop up in a live stream. It wasn't too bad. It was just like, man, I'm bored. Are you talking to yourself? And I was just kind of like, no, I'm talking to you right now. Like, you don't have to stay. Have a good night. You know, like, it's not rattling me as much, but I guess, you know, it's going to depend on the topic. Some are obviously spam. I'm having a really hard time with a like weird, like encrypted, like message thing. I keep reporting it. I don't know, it keeps popping up. But most of the comments have been lovely, which I've been really happy about. Very supportive. I kind of have some YouTube friends a little bit, which is fun, you know, collaborating with other people that you never would have met other than YouTube and having the same kinds of interests. I'm learning a little bit of what might do well on the channel. Longevity is something to really think about. Like, I have a video about how to become a falconer, and there's a lot of pieces to that, so it's like 40 minutes long, and I get a lot more watch time off of that video. And unless we have major, you know, legal changes in my area, that's likely to be relevant for a long time, and anybody that's interested in falconry can watch it. When I swatch an eyeshadow palette, it's going to be good for at least a few years for people to want to buy it and look at it and, you know, hopefully come back to that swatch video. Some of them do better than others, and I don't really have any control over that. I don't always know what's going to be good or bad. I don't necessarily get things like right when they come out. Neutral palettes and like smoky gray tone palettes tend to do the best so far. I don't know why. I did have the big boost that I keep talking about was from me talking about Brian Barczyk, who was a very influential, at the least, reptile person channel. And when he passed away, a lot of us that work with reptiles were extremely upset about it. I posted my feelings about it because I was kind of triggered by his video saying goodbye, and because it was in, hi sweetie, because it was topical and relevant to that point, that's the one that got, you know, the watch hours. It was like 100 each day. You want the door open? Yeah. I wasn't trying to monopolize off of something bad happening. I was just trying to get my emotions out, and you know, they took off. It's like the 3 most watched videos on the channel, but it was a total accident. But those are starting to drop off now. It's been almost a year since he's passed. It's strange. But things like that aren't necessarily going to stay relevant, so that kind of video isn't gonna like permanently help your channel. And again, please don't think I was doing that to like boost my channel, because a whole bunch of people watched it, the first one. Then I just kind of introduced myself, and then when he passed, I announced it on the channel because, you know, people were paying attention all of a sudden, so I decided to talk about that. Still watching his vlog, and I can't wait for the Legacy Aquarium to open. It's going to be amazing. But I think at some point in there, I was talking about longevity of videos. So if you're doing videos on like drama that's going on or the news, like, it's gonna get out of date fairly quickly. I don't know, hauls of makeup are kind of, I don't know how long they're gonna be relevant. I mean, my videos are gonna improve, so some of my early ones already look pretty rough to me, so they may not be watchable anymore. I've learned so much about editing, about, you know, how I speak, how the lighting is. Still working that out, but it's still a new channel. So, you know, things that are topical won't necessarily get you views permanently, whereas things like, you know, how birds work or falconry or something, like, some of it's gonna, you know, attract attention the whole time it's online. And at any point, one of them could take off and result in a lot of subscribers and a lot of watch time. Like I said, there just doesn't seem to be a predictable pattern for it. There's some trends, but certainly not rules. And things keep changing. So, you know, if TikTok goes away, I don't know how that's going to affect the YouTube traffic, because I think, you know, and you probably all have realized, like, long form content doesn't keep people's attention as long. No, I love to watch videos beginning to end. And I've been influenced and inspired by a lot of other channels, large or small. And I watch their videos all the way through. So I kind of like feel like I'm making videos for people to watch all the way through. I love bloopers. So like that's the real reason why I'm putting bloopers at the end of most of these. But I feel like it's also something people could look forward to at the end. I don't know. I think about it constantly. I try not to overthink a strategy because it's probably not going to work. You know, if I had narrowed this down to just beauty or just animals, maybe it would have grown faster rather than keep switching, you know, completely to opposite topics. But that's just something that I wanted and still want. So, I mean, I don't have time for 2 channels, even though it would still be the same amount of videos. Just forget it. We're all here. Thank you for joining us. FlyOn has a couple different meanings. The falconry, obviously, I have a hawk right now, but it's still called falconry for those of you who don't know. So, you know, I'm literally flying birds. I was doing a lot of circus, you know, kind of aerial dance work when I started the brand. So I was literally flying through the air. I've done flying trapeze, literally. Otherwise, lyra, which is aerial hoop, is kind of my favorite. I don't do that as much anymore, and I will get back to it someday. Right? Future self. We're going to get back on the equipment. And then FlyOn is kind of also like, just keep going. And I liked this kind of triple meaning. Animals aren't with the dance, and this like mental health kind of message to just keep flying on. And it's a little corny, but it, you know, it just, I really like when I settled on that. It was inspired by a Coldplay song. There's actual like 2 words together. The song is called Oh, but in parentheses it's called FlyOn, and he says it over and over in the song, and it just, that song meant a lot to me. All right, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna give my cat some attention. Thank you for watching. I don't know if anybody's been here since the beginning. I've barely been here since the beginning. I don't know. These are kind of a mess because it's just kind of like, let's get things in my brain out. And I don't have a script. I rarely have a script. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for being here. Please keep joining us. Please keep watching. Recruit your friends. Watch some of the videos, you know, of any category. I know most people aren't going to be into both, but that's my whole life. So if I'm into it, hey, maybe somebody else is. But we're happy if you're here for any reason. And we will see you in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye.